Probamos, que por medio segundo.
Joder, la de papeles que hay que tener aquí para estudiar, macho.
El último de los extras es Mama, ¿no? La mala. El
What?
boss final. ¿Cuál es el boss final de...? Ah, no, de Libium. Bueno. Hostia, han dicho que el pato va a salir en el show. No.
Sí, por favor. Uy, los memes que van a salir aquí.
Tienes vergüenza ajena lo que tienes. Que me cago en la puta. Me da que... Ah, Dios.
Bueno, empieza. Bueno, un minuto de pantalla de metro en cara.
Un minuto de Tron 3, la venganza, de Tron 2.
Bueno, a ver qué pasa.
Yo quiero el trailer de Warframe.
Y 2.
Es lo que quiero,
El
tío.
trailer-
El trailer de Warframe, no que nada más. Está
de
aquí por el
sacrificio.
trailer de Warframe.
Madre mía, tío, es que como sea igual de épico que el prólogo.
Por favor.
Lotus, ¿qué ha sido de ti, Lotus? Te echas menos, Lotus. Ay, mamá espacial, mamá espacial, mamá espacial.
La Space Mom.
La espacio, mami.
4,
Ojalá salga
3,
Rebeca, tío,
2,
para
1.
presentarlo.
Yo creo que va a ser Steve Sinclair.
Me vale.
Assassin's
si
Creed.
quiero-
Ah, no, vale. Menos mal.
Darwin Project. Por Royal.
Doom.
What the
¿Qué
fuck?
cojones?
En el mecha de Diva, pero tío.
Inhabit them. It says, don't just accept the limits, overclock beyond them.
Ha dicho overclock porque es PC y los PC se puede overclockear.
Ja, ja, ja.
Es graciosa la broma.
It says, seriously, is every
No,
game a
Fortnite.
battle royale now? Or is it just me? From mountaintops to
Mira,
dungeons,
Logins.
from deep waters to deeper space, from solo quests to mass engagements.
Sea of Thieves.
There is magic in PC gaming. Let's celebrate that magic together. This is the PC Gaming Show.
Sí, que PC son los mejores, ya lo sabemos, nada nuevo. Manu, por Dios, ponte pausa para
Sí,
hablar.
ya.
Tírale un canto gordo.
Ponte pausa para hablar.
Oh, hello to everyone online. Hello to everyone at the Will Turn. Welcome to the PC Gaming Show. Yes.
Pedazo de taco.
My name's Dana, and I'm your host today. I am delighted to be here. We have a fantastic show for you this afternoon. First, all of you came out to the Will Turn. Thanks for joining us. The Will Turn is just a beautiful venue here in Los Angeles. To all of you
Sentar los dos
online on
molaría.
Twitch, thanks for joining us. To those co-streaming partners,
Tripwire.
hey as well. I'm talking to you, Drop Frames. Great to have you here. And of course, to all the wonderful sponsors that help make the PC Gaming Show come back again for the 4th straight year.
4 años ya.
Parece.
O sea que llevan 3.
Now,
Se lo
I'm
digo
not
por
the only
ti.
host here this year. I have my co-op partner up in the balcony. It's Frankie Ward joining us today. How's it going, Frankie?
Hey, Sean, I'm going to be up here in the balcony with a bunch of creative new PC games coming your way. From Warfare's latest update to some...
Esta es la que está con el pato, ¿no?
Ujú.
Frankie, we are
¿Ha
so
hecho
excited
Warface
to
o
show you.
Warframe?
We have over 30 games we're going to be
Me parece
No,
entender-
presta atención.
across the next
me parece entender en
Pero bueno.
Warface.
So let's get it underway. Our very first title is from Coffee Stain Studios. They're
90 minutos.
Coffee
absolutely
Stain.
massive construction as well as automation. Let's take a look at Satisfactory.
World Exclusive. ¿Esto va a ser como Microsoft ahora o qué?
No, vale.
Coffee Stain. Me suena a Coffee Stain, tío.
¿No es de Stanley Parable?
Puede ser.
Me suena de eso a mí.
distintas transportadoras al videojuego.
No Man's Sky X Arc.
Pero bien hecho.
Un survival de estos a lo Minecraft.
Doom con la motosierra.
Ya ves.
No, la motosierra es para destripar, no para deforestar.
Estos juegos tienen mucho público, ese tipo de juegos.
No, sí, son entretenidos y tal.
Minecraft.
Es como el factorío este, ¿no? Se parece un montón. Sí, yo diría que es como el factorío, tío.
Tiene pinta, más o menos. Coño.
Esto es el factorío. Pero como en... sí,
¿Factorío
es un
o factorio?
No sé, nunca he sabido cómo decirlo.
Con cuidado.
No, coches no había factorio.
¿Cómo va ese bicho?
Es como una langosta.
Pues es un lagarto con una langosta.
Tosta al sol.
Satisfactory.
What? Pues otro igual que el factorio.
Minecraft 2.8 HD Remix.
Joining me
Vale.
on the stage to talk about it is the game director at Coffee Stain Studios. It's Oscar Gilsayan. Come here, Oscar. Welcome to the stage. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Now, Oscar, I just want to begin right away by asking, what is Satisfactory all about?
Satisfactory is essentially about building these huge automated factories. So you play as an engineer that's been sent from Earth to this alien planet, and you're going to build this enormous machine. It's what's into that at the end of the trailer there.
Yeah.
And to build that, you need a whole ton of parts, which you need to build.
Mira la cámara, por favor.
So you'll start out pretty simple.
Que estás hablando al público.
A few machines.
Que sabes que tienes que vender el juego.
Expand until you finally you need to start cutting down trees.
Es que baja la cámara porque es que estoy tumbado, directamente.
And, you know, for people who
Coffee Stain Studios son los del God Simulator.
what producing a more advanced resource might look like.
Right. After a while, you'll need to create something more advanced like.
Sí, de God Simulator, sí, me sonaba de eso.
And at that point, you'll have some copper stuff set up, your wires and cables. But to make plastic, you need to get some oil. So you need to go out and you need to find this oil, build some oil pumps and oil refineries, and set up a transport with self-driving vehicles between the outpost and your factory.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that scale because there's a lot of games where you build a house or a small town. How much area are we talking about where all your factories will exist?
Oh, this factory will grow enormous. The main part, which will probably be the biggest, will start spreading more and more and more. Or in some cases, we'll have players just building these massive, tall buildings with factory floor to factory floor. But including the resources that you need to gather from basically all around the map.
Yeah.
So you'll have vehicles driving all over.
Now, I want to ask about the first-person perspective because these types of games typically are top-down. Why first-person?
We wanted it to feel like the player is the one building the stuff.
Yeah.
And when you've built a bunch of stuff, you can see.
Es posible que si llaman a cada uno, a cada desarrollador por esto, puede que llamen a Steve Sinclair o a
Yo espero que llamen a... Que llamen a Steve Sinclair. He subido un poco volumen, voy a subir un pelín más el volumen de la conferencia.
It's about 30 square kilometers in size, so it's kind of enormous.
Wow. One final question. I saw multiple engineers there. How does multiplayer work?
Oh, it's a co-op game. So you'll start up a server and play with your friends.
Great. Now tell us, how do we get our hands on this game?
So we got a closed alpha planned in the coming months. So you can sign up for
Alfa cerrada en los próximos meses. Que os podéis apuntar.
Great, Oscar. Thanks for joining me on stage once again. That is satisfactorygame.com. Now, up in the balcony, Frankie, I understand you have our very first indie title of the day.
We do indeed, Sean, because here's something we love about the PC platform. It's such fertile ground for creative ideas from small teams. NeoCab is an emotional survival game set in the future about gig labor, tech disruption, and the experience of being a driver for hire. Perhaps the last of your kind. From the brand new indie studio Chance Agency, let's watch the first gameplay trailer for NeoCab.
Un World Exclusive, otro tráiler. Este ritmo ya me está gustando algo más.
Sí, va más rápido que uno.
Porque nadie canta.
También.
Joder, Night City aquí.
Me gusta el estilo. Como un taxista, un conductor de Uber.
Tiene pinta, sí.
Sí, es como eres un conductor de Uber, tío, de futuro.
NeoCab, sí, pues es el Uber Driver Simulator.
Me gusta este
Now,
juego.
our next game, believe it or not, is in the Battle Royale genre. Of course, it's E3
Battle Royale, no, por favor.
We have several Battle Royale games we're going to be talking about today because the Battle Royale format is very simple and very flexible. Players play in an ever-shrinking space until there's one last standing. So developers have already been doing all kinds of different explorations of what this could possibly be. And our very first Battle Royale game that we'll be introducing today has up to 1,000 concurrent players. This is
Coño.
from Automaton Games. Let's look at Maverick's Proving Grounds.
1000 jugadores en este Battle Royale. 1000 personas en este Battle Royale.
Eso es muy bestia, ya puse grande.
World Exclusive.
No, cada uno es una unidad del StarCraft y ya está.
No vas a ganar nunca tú, siendo 1000 personas.
O sea, te aparece Frost en persona.
Es una puta ciudad entera.
Esperaba algo más... No sé cómo decirlo.
Sí, parece una skin del PUBG.
Yo es que no Battle Royale no me de ninguna de las maneras, así que...
Sí, o sea, esto es partidas largas si eres bueno, porque si eres malo vas a durar.
Sí, es eso. A mí me...
Y conociendo a Murphy...
Vale, este mapa que se hace más pequeño, porque al fin y al cabo tenéis que enfrentaros a cara. Es lo bueno de estos juegos.
Sí, pero 1000 personas, tío. Es que por cojones tiene que ser más lento, porque si es tan rápido va a ser una masacre de todo.
Oh, es un primera persona. Ya de momento me interesa más que el PUBG.
Hombre, si ahora al final pone Bohemia, pues igual.
Hombre, si pone Bohemia ya sabemos que va a ser decente por lo menos.
Mavericks, Proving Grounds.
Joining me on the stage to talk about Maverick's Proving Grounds is the CEO of Automaton Games. It's
Lo
James
siento, pero más
Thompson.
Battle Royale, no. Ay, quien lo haga. No quiero más.
James, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Now, I want to immediately ask, what about Maverick's Proving Grounds distinguishes itself from other Battle Royale games?
Eso es lo que hago yo en los Battle Royale. Me pongo con Dio y cuando la gente se mate ya salgo yo.
Yo que soy de los que mueren al caer.
Yo no, yo caigo, cojo un arma y me piras con él, pero no sé cómo con el mapa, toma por el culo.
It's about depth as well. It's about the fact that that environment is even a bigger step. The simulation and those elements are combining together.
Yeah, I want to zoom in right on the 1,000 players aspect. How does that really shift the dynamic from the, say, 100 that we're typically used to?
Well, it's really about combining scale with the depth of simulation. So the fact that together, what you actually have is a landscape that means you're making decisions off a lot more information.
Yeah, I mean, because you hinted at that twice.
Pero ¿por qué no me dice la cámara, por favor?
More information in the environment for players to process.
So take a concrete example, right? So let's say a player's walking through the map. They'll be leaving footprints. They'll be displacing foliage, like grass bending.
Eso me gusta.
Siege-style gameplay in houses. That's like a lot of destruction systems that sort of together make the map.
Yeah, there's
much more of a dynamic environment.
It's like a recent history of who could have been here.
Yeah.
You know, I want to ask about what more is in store for Maverick's Proving Grounds. I understand that this has a lot more out-game features than someone might expect.
Yeah, so it's not just that session-based gameplay. You enter the game through the capital, which is our sort of persistent social hub. So we draw from the MMORPG side of things. It's really it's a full world, not just a map. You know, so it's got a persistent game type side to it too.
Yeah.
But really, it's about bringing this all together into something which makes a much richer MMO experience.
Now, where can people go?
Es un MMO.
Well, we've just launched our site right now. So if you're interested in signing up for the closed beta, you can do that now at mavericks.gg/closed-beta. And actually, if you register this week, you'll get special in-game content for free from E3.
Well, awesome.
And we have only 100,000 slots for the first group signing up, so that will give you some beta access, but I'm sure there are a lot more people than that on the stream, so quickly do that if you're interested in.
Well, James, thanks so much for joining us. Once again, that's maverick.gg. Our very next game helps showcase the extraordinary power of modders. Frankie, tell us about it.
It does indeed, Sean. On PC, we don't just play what's given to us. We mod games to make our own experiences. And for many developers, modding is a way to turn a hobby into a career. The Forgotten City is the perfect example. It's a standalone game that's a reimagining of a wildly successful mod. In fact, the first mod in history to win a National Writers Guild Award. For the first time ever, here's gameplay from the Forgotten City.
Me gusta que den espacio a los modders, sí.
Sí, los mods son más importantes de lo que la gente cree. No se le da importancia y sin los mods muchos juegos no estarían aquí hoy día. Counter-Strike sin ir más lejos.
I'm so sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place. An ancient underground city. Its existence long forgotten.
Ni idea.
For a way out. All I found is a
Ahora
window.
dice, del Counter-Strike.
Skyrim.
One person here commits a sin. Everyone will die. I tried to set things right, but whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. It's all up to you now. Go back, investigate, talk to everyone, help them out if it'll win their trust.
Es que me suena,
Bend the
pero...
rules as far as you can. Figure out who's responsible for this, and maybe you can do what I never could. Save these people. Save yourself.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Que esto sea un mod es una salvajada.
¿Pero de qué juego? Es que eso sí me llegando.
Voy a buscarlo.
Killing Floor 2 and an unannounced game from Tripwire Interactive. And now your host, Sean Plott.
Our next game is a blast from the past. It's not a sequel or prequel or remake, but rather an entirely new game altogether. Let's take a look at Stardock's Star Control Origins.
Long ago, the Singularity formed, its creators uplifted into something beyond our understanding. These beings, now known as the Lexites, left Earth, traveling to multiple planets in our solar system, before vanishing altogether. This is why we are here. Welcome to Star Control, a state-of-the-art international space agency tasked with the exploration of our solar system and the defense of Earth. Here resides the world's brightest minds and greatest technology, brought together by a strong curiosity to discover the unknown. Help us pioneer the future. Join today.
Star Control has accelerated the construction of our new modular deep solar system vessel specifically for this mission. It's the fastest, most expensive ship humanity has ever made, Captain.
I am Chief Viscosity Officer Windu of the Tyrone. The Scribe had evidently received traces of your radio broadcasts themselves.
Casada.
Oh, sí.
No es un mod. Es un juego que salió de un mod.
Sí, pero es un juego que salió de un mod. ¿De qué juego?
De Skyrim.
Hostia puta, de Skyrim.
De Skyrim. Eso era un mod del Skyrim. Eso era un mod del Skyrim, loco.
Que alguien le cele, por favor.
De Skyrim, tío. Su puta madre. Ese era un mod de Skyrim. Su puta madre, tío.
Patrick Shaw, thanks for joining me on stage today, Patrick.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
So now just tell us straight up, what is Star Control all about?
Es un juego basado en el mod de Skyrim, sí.
You can visit dozens of aliens, hundreds of different stars, thousands of different unique planets, and you can land on each and every one of them. And when you're driving around the planets, you can jump over canyons, blast critters, and then you can venture out into the solar system and do ship-to-ship combat with hostile aliens.
And I want to ask, since I know that the story is a big part of this game, with it being open world, how do you make sure that the story still stays as the focus for the player?
Yeah, so we're really excited about the story that we've prepared for Star Control. It's funny, it's creative, but also has some dark, sinister side to it. However, what we're very proud and very excited about is we have an infinite universe. That is, we are fully simulating the entire universe at all times. So even if you're on some podunk little moon in the corner of the universe, the aliens are still moving around the universe, doing their own thing, exploring and interacting with each other.
So it's not just like at a planet, there's the same town whenever you visit it. It depends on how the simulation has driven it forward.
Right, exactly. So this infinite universe is the glue that connects my story, my adventure to the larger open galaxy.
That's awesome. Now, I know modding is going to be a big part of Star Control Origins. How does the modding work?
So what's your favorite science fiction show?
Probably Firefly.
Yeah, so what would you think of making Firefly Season 2?
Shit, that's a lot of pressure, Patrick.
Well,
you're putting me on the spot on stage right now, yeah.
We have a week to do it, so. But anyways, in Star Control Origins, you can create your own ships, your own planets, your own galaxies. You can package up your adventures and share them with your friends online.
So someone else can take care of Firefly Season 2. That's up to you. Now, last thing I want to ask about is how multiplayer works.
Right. So in the game, we have ship-to-ship combat, and that turned out to be so popular in our early testing. They're like, we should make this a separate gameplay mode. So we did. We called it Fleet Battles. So you can create your own ships, you build them out of different pieces and parts, you attach different weapons and defenses, and then you go online to play them. You can either play local multiplayer, 2 people on the same machine, or online, ranked online play.
People go to pick up Star Control Origins.
Well, right now, Star Control Origins is available for pre-order on GOG and Steam.
Well, lovely. Guys, definitely be sure to head over to starcontrolgame.com and check them out on Steam and GOG as well.
And one more thing, we are happy to announce at the PC Gamer Show that Star Control Origins is launching on September 20th, 2000.
20 de septiembre.
Look for it on September 20th. Now, our next game was PC Gamer's favorite game from E3 last year. It is Hunt Showdown from Crytek.
Hunt Showdown.
What's coming for Hunt Showdown just after E3?
A ver.
Este juego se llevó bastante buenas críticas. No sé de qué va este juego. Si te digo la verdad.
Here with Guy from Skydance, who's here to tell me why fighting in massive mech suits is not about to go out of fashion anytime soon. Guy, now Hellfire, in fact, sorry, Archangel was originally a single-player narrative game, but Hellfire, this new edition, what changes is that going to make?
Well, players really loved the single-player narrative, but they all kept telling us the same thing. They said, we really want it multiplayer, and we want it off-rails. And we kind of thought, that's a completely different game, but let's give it a shot. And so we got a crack team together. They put something really special. We got 4 maps, we got 6 different mechs, tons of weapons where you could just blast through the environment and other mechs alike. And it's really just an amazing experience. You can zip around in your mech, you can tower over others. It's just something special that I think you can try right now.
Is this coming out of early access? So you just said we can try it right now, but you've got the full version launching soon, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's coming out in July 17th. But you can try it right now if you want in early access. Help us iron out the kinks and break some mechs along the process.
Hoy sale en early access el juego.
But as a heavy mech woman, I can't wait for you to be my light mech wingman in that 2v2 PvP. So let's take a closer look at Archangel Hellfire.
Let's do it.
Tres mapas destructibles. ¡Ojo! Que es un juego de mechas.
Hostia.
Our next title is one I've been looking forward to for quite some time.
Interesante cuanto menos, sí.
And it's a delightful looking Lovecraftian mystery.
Son mechas, a mí me tienen
Sinking
comprado.
City, and joining me to talk about it is the community manager at Frogwares, Sergey Oganessian. Welcome, Sergey. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've earned a handshake.
Yeah, you
Welcome
nailed that
to the stage.
pronunciation.
I love that you lie to me so kindly. You know, I want to ask right away, the Sinking City.
O el pavo es muy alto o la gente que es muy bajita.
What makes the Sinking City different from what a player
El pavo es el patrocinador oficial de Petit Suisse.
Es el primo Don Simón.
And we believe that these 3 elements already make the game pretty unique.
¿Qué primo Don Simón? Será el primo Zumosol.
A detective in a
¿Por qué he dicho primo Don Simón?
supernatural
Lo
world.
he dicho, lo he soltado y digo, ¿era Don Simón?
mean it because investigations are really
No.
at the core of these
Pues da igual, es lo mismo.
There's a lot of games
Era
in the
Zumosol.
open world
Da igual, son zumos, da igual.
investigation is at the core. What are
Pero no te hace más
investigation
alto, el otro
mechanics?
sí.
What does it look like?
So
Ni tiene un primo que pega palitos.
for the player. We will not give you any clear objectives in your diary or, markers on the map telling you where to go or what to do. It's actually up to you to figure that out. Instead, we will give you information, hints, evidence, like clues, crime scenes to examine, like people to talk to, suspects to question. And we will ask you in return to use your wits and your intuition to, experiment with your findings, maybe like find a way how to progress. And what you should also know is that finding these clues will not only help you understand what's going on, and get a better understanding of the world and its people, but it will also help you maybe change the course of your investigation.
You mentioned the world itself, and I mean, the footage that I've seen through the years has just been absolutely beautiful. Talk to me about the world that we're in and what investigation is at the
No sé si es el mejor momento para decir que el mundo es súper bonito apuntando un cadáver.
Massachusetts, the city which is flooded with a terrible disaster which has claimed like thousands of lives. And also, like, it seems like it awakened frightening monsters which now roam the streets of Oakmont. People that live in the city, they are very different, like different social classes.
Ese auto ahí, un guapo.
Cultists, poor people, rich people, but they are all united by fear. They are all afraid, maybe except for the cultists, of course. They are all afraid that,
Coño, son esos bichos
for their
que
lives,
de la
because
niebla.
of the flood, because of the monsters. And we actually want to understand what's going on. We want to understand what lies behind this ostensibly supernatural flood. And what's even funny is that while everybody is afraid, nobody wants to leave. But this is kind of a different story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've talked a little bit about the story world and how it's inspired by Lovecraft. What about the game mechanics? You've mentioned the sanity mechanic in the past.
Indeed, we do have a sanity mechanic which directly impacts gameplay. When our hero is under a lot of stress, when he sees like something supernatural, something disturbing, or even when he's making choices in the story which he's not
Espera, ¿este es el color azul?
he will begin to lose his sanity.
Suena que no. Hombre, no han dicho no. No, este es de Sinking City.
Ah, vale. No, es que sé que iban a hacer un...
Sí, un Call of Cthulhu, sí.
Un Call of Cthulhu en plan HD bien.
A mí no me parece que no.
Con mecánica de...
Hay un pulpo, confirmado.
Hay un pulpo, ya está, suficiente.
Como he oído de una mecánica de...
Sí, de...
Pues he pensado que era...
with different abilities, and we actually give you tools. The game is not about fighting monsters. Investigation is the core of the game, but we give you tools to defend yourself. So we give you weapons, we give you skills, we give you even certain like traps. In return, we ask you that you make a decision, because the game is about making a decision. Ammunition is scarce, and you will have to adjust your tactics accordingly.
So I know a lot of people have all sorts of questions about what the game is like. Where can they go to find out more information?
So if you're hungry for more, you can always follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. This is where we post our updates regularly. Facebook, The Sinking City Game, YouTube, Frogwares. So go there, and this is definitely the place to go if you want to learn more.
Well, I'm super excited personally to see how it turns out. Thanks for joining me on stage, Sergey. The Sinking City. Now, our next game is a PC title that has only gotten better over the last few years, and I'm always excited to hear what they have in store. Frankie is up on the balcony with the developers of Warframe. Talk to me, Frankie.
Well, we all know the PC is home to some of the most devoted communities in gaming, and one of the best undoubtedly belongs to Warframe. Last year, the game got its first open-world update, Plains of Eidolon, and the next epic cinematic quest is called The Sacrament.
¡Vamos!
And we've got the exclusive launch trailer for you.
Esto es lo que yo quería ver, coño, Warframe.
Hype. Lua. Umbra. Excalibur Umbra.
Esa zona nueva.
Margulis.
El pavo este.
Margulis.
¿Lotus dónde?
Lo mismo se apaba la Lotus, Ah, coño.
Que será Margulis.
No.
No, digo la pava que ha salido, la que ha salido en el tráiler.
Second Dream continued with the War Within and then Apostasy Prologue. So at the end of last year, we kind of shattered some hearts and led to a bit of a plot twist. And I'm not going to spoil it for people who want to maybe catch up. But what I can say is that obviously from the trailer that you saw, the wait for Umbra, the 3-year wait to the Umbra Warframe is finally over. The creepy guy at the end of the trailer there, Ballast, plays a pretty big role in this quest. And again, not going to spoil a lot, but I can say that it's coming this week on PC.
And you guys are actually currently waiting. Well, as well as the update, you're working towards TennoCon right now.
Yes, so it's going to be another big year for us, and I'm really excited for it.
Well, let's take a look at last year's event to get an idea of what TennoCon is all about.
What do you think the mega reveal at Tenno Live is going to be?
Can you tell me anything about this Umbra thing that's maybe going on or whatever?
It was pretty amazing.
Coño, Angry Joe.
Whole new direction for Warframe and all this. You got all these other games coming out, but this one's free.
When's 2018 happening?
Get it started.
Given that the community knows you as Auntie Megan,
oh God,
it must be huge for you to be at TennoCon.
TennoCon is really special for really everyone that works at Digital Extremes. The developers pour their heart and soul into what we do for TennoCon, and I know for me it was literally like the best day of my entire career. I know Rebecca, our community director at home, was watching, but last year when we did the Plains of Eidolon, open world expansion reveal, Rev and I were actually doing that as a live demonstration in front of everyone, and we had practiced it for months, and it went as flawlessly as we could have ever hoped for. And we actually, as people were cheering, it's pitch black on stage. Rev and I look at each other and we just kind of fist pump and both started crying because we didn't crash the demonstration. So if you watch Tenno Live this year, if you're there, you can definitely probably count on some tears and some emotions because it's a really big day for us.
So basically, bring tissues, right?
Bring tissues for yourself, for me, for everyone involved, because there will be some tears probably.
But if you can't get to TennoCon because unfortunately it is sold out, how can you watch it online?
So on twitch.tv/Warframe, you can definitely check it out. And PC Gamer is also hosting as well on their Facebook and Twitter.
And you get free stuff by watching Twitch?
You do. So if you want to link your Warframe account to your Twitch account, and all you have to do is watch and get some free stuff.
Fantastic. So that's happening from July 7th, and you'll be able to watch TennoCon live through PC Gamer's
El 7 de julio.
Facebook page.
Eso habrá que
Thank you,
verlo.
Auntie Meg. Sean, it's over to you.
Thank you, Frankie, and thank you, Warframe. The next name is one I grew up with, Sega. They've become a prolific publisher of Japanese games known
Ah, sí, que iban a estar, sí, sí.
especially beloved by this guy on the left.
Me ha gustado esa.
Resonance, both PC and console the same day, and Shenmue is going to be coming later this year. They have all
Shenmue.
sorts of games coming up. Let's take a look at what Sega's got in store.
Shenmue. Bayonetta, Vanquish. Valkyria Chronicles. Bayonetta. Vanquish. Puyo Puyo Tetris. Coming soon. Shenmue. Tales of algo. Ah, no, Shining Resonance, es verdad. ¿Cuál es el primer announcement?
Yakuza.
Yakuza, ojo. Yakuza Kiwami. Valkyria Chronicles.
Sí. Es uno nuevo, ¿eh?
Sí. El 1 ya estaba, el 1. Un pejete. Mira el pejete, con el gorro. No sé cuál es, el 4.
Me queda 4 crónicos, hostia.
Yakuza, los remasters de Yakuza a lo mejor. Yakuza 0. Coño. Para pre-order ahora.
Yakuza 0 is available for pre-order right now and will be releasing on Steam in early August. We hope
Me jode un poquito que yo esperaba ver Persona 5. Yo esperaba ver Persona 5, ha sido como... espérate, que son muchas cosas japonesas. Verás, pero no.
A new publisher reveals 3 new games. And the first ever gameplay footage of Overkill's The
Coño.
Walking Dead.
Primer gameplay de Walking Dead.
And I'm back. Our guest is a regular here at the PC Gaming Show. He attended all 4 years. Frankie's with him up in the balcony. It's Tripwire.
Sean, if you are anything like me, you probably need to let off steam every once in a while. And I personally can't think of a better way to do it than by kicking back and tearing up a load of monstrous enemies. It's kind of either that or pushing the office photocopier out of the window, and I, for one, prefer the option that keeps me and everyone here in a job. With that in mind, I am thrilled to welcome Bill Monk from Killing Floor 2 back to E3.
Killing Floor.
Thank you for having me.
Killing Floor es cremita.
They all want to know what the latest from Tripwire and Killing Floor 2 is.
Yep, we've been really busy working on Killing Floor, and we got 4 major updates that are coming out this year. The first one we dropped in March, and we're getting ready to drop the next one really soon.
Coming tomorrow, Bill. What's involved?
Yeah, so we're bringing the summer sideshow back, but this time we're mixing circus freaks with steampunk in a really fun, exciting way. And we have a really cool new system that we're adding. It's called the Weapon Upgrade System. And with this, there's 73 different weapons that we have in our game, and each one you can upgrade it and make it viable for late play. So it really adds a lot of creativity to your loadout. So I'm really excited to get that.
Eso me gusta, hacía falta esa mierda.
Your boy gun's big.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Bill. Let's take a look at the trailer for Treacherous Skies Summer Shy Show.
Ponedme un fin de gratis, anda, que quiero jugar. Se me ha parado.
World Exclusive.
Quiero un fin de esto gratis, lolo.
¿Es por la actualización o...?
Sí, un update, evento, como quieras llamarlo.
Welcome aboard the HMS Queen
Ahí empieza la música.
Victoria, ladies and gents. Ringleader Lockhart speaking to you from, well, someplace very safe, yes. You helped me escape that fray at my beloved Steamland, but now I need your help once again. I've got to get to my island in the channel. Now, listen up. I don't know how, but these blasted circus freaks followed us on board. I think it's time to put on a show. Yes, of daring deeds and horrendous bloodshed. Oh, poor me. My mechanical children have turned against me. Blasted traitors. Careful, lads. They're tough. Even removing the head won't put these rebellious robots down. But take heart, lads and lasses. I have invented some new toys. The Doomstick. 4 barrels are better than 2. The Static Strikers.
Una escopeta de 4 cañones. Ahí me ha ganado.
Sniper rifle. And finally, there's a last-minute addition to the crew.
Watch this woman go.
Seems Mrs. Foster negotiated her way on board and is set on giving Zed
Like the angry.
the business. And remember, we'll see you on the airship.
Fossey, joke for you. Optician says my eyes are okay. I say, then how do you explain my husband?
Now, as is tradition, the content that you just saw will be available tomorrow, including a free
Mañana.
weekend for PC this weekend.
Y fin de semana
Check
gratis.
it out with Killing Floor 2, but that's not all that Tripwire has.
Gracias.
I have the president of Tripwire himself, John, on stage. John, welcome back again.
Thanks, Sean. Pleasure to be here.
Now, I
¿Ves? Pido fin de gratis, me dan fin de gratis. Pido Splinter Cell, no me dan una puta mierda.
What does that entail?
That's right. So, Sean, it's really challenging for developers right now with the thousands of games that are coming out every year.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get noticed. And then you have the traditional publishing deals. So we're giving developers fair deals. We're going to be helping them rise above that noise so they can get noticed. And because of our experience developing our own games and publishing our own games, we're going to help them with marketing, funding, mentoring, feedback to help them succeed.
Yeah, I mean, the game that we have on screen is one of those games. This is Road Redemption.
That is right. I'm happy to announce that we're going to be publishing Road Redemption. We're going to be helping them grow and succeed even more on Steam, but also bring the franchise beyond Steam.
Now, I know today you have a world-exclusive new game, hasn't been announced
We
yet.
do. Nobody knows.
Before we roll the trailers, I wonder if you give me a little bit of a tease.
Yeah, so we're working with the team at Blindside Games, and they're led by Alex Quick.
Oh, yeah, right.
So if you're familiar with the Killing Floor universe, you know Alex Quick was the modder that created the original Killing Floor
Yo también la
mod,
escucho, así que
which
mío
Tripwire
no
worked
es.
with Alex to bring commercial, and then Alex went off, assembled his own team, made the game Depth, which was sharks and humans
¿Y ahora?
fighting each other, very,
Ahora
very
bien.
successful. And now it's come full circle. We're working with Alex again, and we're going to bring his all-new game to market.
Well, let's take a look at it right now. World-exclusive new upcoming game from Tripwire.
Un juego Tripwire.
Close your eyes and imagine a place where the sun is bright and the beaches are white. A place filled with southern charm, where the water is as warm as the welcome. So come feel the wind in your sails. Kick back and relax. Enjoy the local cuisine. Your dream vacation is waiting for you here on the Gulf Coast.
Tiburones en el cielo.
Eres un tiburón. Hostia, me gusta.
¿Quieres ir poniéndote gente? Hostia.
Me gusta. Me gusta.
Sí.
Tiburón.
Book your vacation.
Man eater.
Operators are standing by.
Me ha gustado. Me ha gustado.
So hey John, so you get to play as the shark.
You are the shark. This is an open world action RPG.
Es un RPG de mundo abierto.
Or as we like to call it, a shark PG.
Oh, nice. Okay, so do you like upgrade and improve the shark? Is there like skill trees?
You do. There is a shark skill tree. There is a full single-player campaign. You eat your way through it. You get bigger teeth. You can jump out of the water and snatch spears, all of that fun stuff.
I didn't realize this was a power fantasy I needed so badly.
Lo quiero, tío.
Now, where can people go to get more information about it?
They can go to maneatergame.com.
All right. I doubt anyone will forget that here.
Ya míralo ahora,
That's
tío.
maneatergame.com. John, thanks so much for joining me on stage. And once again, all the content that Tripwire showcased earlier about Killing Floor 2 and Road Redemption will be playable here at E3.
Ha petado la página.
Be sure to check it out. Coming up next, Frankie has a whole slew of unannounced games. Frankie.
Cheers, Sean. Man-eater looking tasty there, and I can't believe they named a game after my favourite weekend activity. Indies are at the heart of PC
Ojo.
gaming. New publisher revealing 3 games for the very first time, releasing one of them, Behave Yourselves audience, today. So let's take a look.
¿Qué es esto que me ha petado?
Un publisher de juegos va a anunciar 3 juegos, va a anunciar hoy. Y lanzando un juego ahora mismo. Un Titles publisher. Va a anunciar 3 juegos y uno va a salir ahora mismo.
Uno se va a petar ahora mismo, dices, ¿no?
Es un RPG.
Parece.
Bravery
Bravery
Network Online. Curioso, no sé. Stardew Valley 2. Hostias.
O tal vez no. Matrix.
Morningstar.
Lucifer Morningstar.
Curioso.
Este me ha picado más la curiosidad.
Este me gusta. Este ya me ha gustado.
A los colorines, ¿ves? Los colorines.
Rojo y blanco, porque no hay más.
Overwhelm.
All these games look like must-plays. And Overwhelm, the final game of the bunch, is available on Steam right now with a special launch discount. So
te salía Overwhelm.
make sure you check that out after the show. And if you're at E3 this week, head over to the PC Gamer corner of the Facebook booth inside the South Hall to give Overwhelm a try. Right, next up, it's time for us all to take a holiday, and where better
A 6
than a
pavos.
virtual resort with some truly spectacular
6,55
wildlife.
está.
Back again this year are friends of the show, Frontier Developments, with a unique take on the park management genre. I am, of course, talking about Jurassic World Evolution. The long-awaited game
Jurassic
is out tomorrow
World.
and lets you build your own
No,
dinosaur-stuffed tourist trap. What could possibly go wrong? Unleash the Goldblum!
You think that things are going to
Isla
turn out
Tacaño.
differently, huh? Well, the ones before you did too. Because they believed that they were in control. And control... Well...
Esa escena está sacada del trailer de Monster Hunter.
Humanity is desperate for it. We are seduced by it. Deceived by the illusion of it. But we never really possess it. Because if there's anything that chaos theory has taught us, it's that nature is on its own course. And when we interfere, when humanity tries to put nature into orderly boxes, chaos destroys them. And what makes us such unique creatures is knowing the scope and power of what we're up against and still believing that we can win. I know, however, what I would predict.
Jurassic World Evolution. Este era como el Zoticon de Jurassic World, me parece, ¿no? Ah, toma por culo la cabra.
Joder, pobre cabra, tío.
Eso es un guiño a la peli. A la primera peli de todas.
Insomniac, who've been making amazing games for years, and they're going to try to take their expertise and answer the question: how do you make an open-world game in VR? Let's take a look at their upcoming game, Stormland.
Sí, era un Zoticon de Jurassic World, ya hace más de tiempo. Stormland. Está dicho que es un nuevo juego de mundo abierto, pero en VR. ¿Insomniac?
¿En serio?
¿Insomniac?
Bastion.
Orisa Online.
Parece que para gente normal. Es que me recuerda un montón a la cinemática esta de Bastion, la verdad.
¿Qué? El sacrificio esta semana en PC.
¡No jodas!
¡Nani!
Ahora mismo lo acaban de poner.
Todo esto en VR está... es interesante cuanto menos.
Si no vomitas por el camino.
Joining me to talk about
¿Cómo puede
Stormland
pasar?
is the Chief Creative Officer at Insomniac Games. Join me in welcoming Chad Desern. Hey, Chad, welcome to the stage.
Thank you.
I want to start right away and ask, what is this game all about?
Well, in Stormland, you play as an android gardener, and an entity called the Tempest uproots your habitat and shatters your android body. So you've got to travel to a civilization above the Thunderheads to repair yourself and save your friends.
And I want to ask what open world means in VR.
Well, for us, it's about giving the player the ability to explore the world freely with a set of android movement abilities that are designed to give you complete agency.
Yeah, because that's always a huge question I have is how does motion work in any VR title?
Yeah, well, in Stormland, you can do things like fly just above the slipstream with your outstretched android hands.
Yeah.
You can shoot a laser into the cloud surface and then make a ramp, kick off of that, climb up a cliffside, like literally launching yourself with your synthetic android strength, and then like push off and glide back down using your hands to control your descent.
It's massive freedom of movement, yeah.
That's it. It's this set of mechanics that are designed together to work fluidly so that movement feels exhilarating.
Yeah.
And you can kind of take the world at your own pace with it.
I'm curious why VR for this type of title?
There are a series of things that we're doing with Stormland that we could only do in VR. It's about the expressiveness of having tracked head and hands and how we use that for combat, how we use it for movement, even things like scavenging technology to attach it to your body. Like you look down, you get a new piece of tech and you attach it right into your arm. And then, suddenly you've got the ability to harness electricity or cloak yourself or all kinds of different cool android abilities.
I mean, the art is just beautiful in the footage that we've seen. I wonder if you can talk to me a little bit about the world and what it means for it to be ever-changing.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So that entity called the Tempest rearranges everything every single week so that we present the player with new playgrounds of movement and combat and scavenging. And you never know what you're going to discover. So every single island you find has the potential to hide an enemy stronghold or a network of underground caverns or brand new tech discoveries.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I got to ask, where can we go for more information?
Well, you can stay tuned by watching the Facebook and Twitter with at Stormland VR, or you can check us out at insomniac.games.
I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks for joining me, Chad. Once again, oculus.com/Stormland for more information. Frankie's up in the balcony with our next absolutely gorgeous-looking indie title.
It really is, Sean, because next
Sí,
up
solo
we've
de
got
Insomniac,
the
solo del
first look
Spider-Man.
at a new game from publisher Raw Fury, a neo-noir detective drama featuring a Paris cabbie who finds himself drawn into a world of crime. Sacré Roddy Bleu. Yes, I speak French. I can't wait for this one, so let's take a ride with the trailer.
O sea, solo vimos Insomniac que de Spider-Man. No lo esperaba.
Vamos a París, no me interesa. ¿Escena como el de antes?
Más o menos.
Pero Franchute versión.
Nightcall.
No sé, tiene pinta de ser uno de antes. No.
Más o menos.
Si es todo en el taxi, sí, solo es ese trozo.
Es que por lo que parecía, por lo que parece por foto y tal, es que eso, que es en el taxi va haciendo como preguntas y luego tú ya vas investigando.
Exact same publisher, Raw Fury. It's an open world narrative focused game with an incredible art style. Let's take a look at Sable.
Joder, estéticamente me parece una pasada estéticamente ese juego. Ese blanco y negro, chulísimo. Oh, este me interesa y mucho.
No, este sí que tiene buena pinta.
Este me interesa.
Me recuerda mucho al juego este que iba solo por ahí, tío.
Journey.
Journey, sí, que te encontrabas con nadie y tienes que hacerlo. Este sí que se ve de puta madre.
Súper bonito, tío.
Sí.
Sable.
Joining me to talk about Sable is pretty much the entire core development team on stage. It's Daniel Feinberg and Greg Kithriotis.
De hecho, que falta todo el equipo de desarrollo del juego.
What kind of game is Sable? What can we expect?
Sable is an open-world desert exploration game. It's not a game about combat or about leveling up. It's a game about solitude, and it's a game about exploration. You play as Sable, a girl leaving her home to explore this world filled with monumental architecture, fallen spaceships, and you'll travel around on your hoverbike learning about the people, the culture, and the history of this world.
And you know, I talked about it before. I think this art style is amazing. Where's the origins of this?
So we were really heavily inspired by the clear lines style of French and Belgian comics, as well as Japanese animation, particularly Studio Ghibli. So we really want to feel our players.
Se nota un montón que están basados en Studio Ghibli.
Se nota un montón en los diseños de personajes para Ghibli.
Sí, sí. Lo iba a decir al principio, pero joder.
Yeah, so we put a lot of time and sort of effort into our rendering system, and yeah, we're really pleased to be able to show it to everyone.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that you two consist of most of the core development, the art and the programming. What about the music that was in that trailer?
Yeah, so that was a new track by Japanese Breakfast.
Oh, yeah, the T-shirt. Yes,
yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
right.
So she, Michelle, she is doing the soundtrack for the game. Japanese Breakfast is one of my favorite bands right now. It's incredible to have her on board.
It all just came together so beautifully in the trailer, and I know that you guys are really regular about updating, you know, blogs, sharing what's going on with the development. Where can people go to find more?
So they can go to our Twitter account, ShadowXReg and ShadowXDan, or to sablegame.com.
Lovely, gentlemen. Thanks so much for joining me. Once again, the name of the game is Sable. Our next title is one that has been in development, even showing up in our very first PC gaming show. It's Cloud Imperium Games still hard at work on their title, Star Citizen.
Star Citizen, tío.
Wall Exclusive, algo nuevo de Star Citizen.
Pachincos, Star Citizen.
Te etiqueta con los pachincos.
Ya no me es un plan. Tarde o temprano aceptaré, eso sí que es cierto.
Capturado in engine.
Ponme cachondo. Que solo tú sabes hacer esto. Star Citizen, solo tú sabes hacer esto. Vamos, Goti de Gotis. ¿Darán una fecha por ti?
Ni de coña. Esto en la alfa 3.0 o así.
Soñar es gratis.
Cuadrado 42.
Esto es la historia, parece ser.
Sí. Era 42, ¿no?
Sí.
Alpha 3.2.
Coming up on the PC gaming show.
Que aún está en alfa, tío.
Of Just Cause 4. A closer look at The Walking Dead, the final season. All new gameplay footage of Hitman. And now
Coño,
your
Hitman.
host, Sean Plott.
As we do each year at the PC Gaming Show, in addition to talking about games, we're also going to talk about some of the upcoming hardware trends. To join me in talking about it is the Senior Brand Manager from Acer. It's Eric Ackerson. Thanks for joining me up here, Eric.
Sean, really excited to be here.
Now, I just want to straight up ask, what are some of the big trends that consumers can be expecting right now?
Well, right now we're developing some new products, particularly in the display space. We want to take the experience to the next level. To help with that, one of our new products is the Predator X27. It's an incredible gaming display. For instance, it's 4K and 120 hertz refresh. The users can overclock to 144. But what really takes it over to the next level is the inclusion of G-Sync HDR.
You know, I hear a lot about HDR. Can you explain a little more in detail what that is?
Esto es.
Well, there's quite a bit that goes into
AMD.
it, but for the purpose of this conversation, the fact that there are 384 individual backlit zones, so the backlighting can be individually
No,
controlled.
pero prefiero este pavo de quién es. ¿De AMD o de Nvidia o de qué?
Better contrast on screen.
No sé, ha dicho
Each of
Acer
them are
solamente.
individually
Ah, bueno,
controlled.
sí, vale,
Brightness of the
Acer.
screen is far above a typical display. Typical, you're looking at 300 to 400 nits. We're looking at 600 with the Predator X27 with a max of 1,000 nits.
And you know, some of the titles that were showcased just now, there's a wide variety of some photorealistic, some with a really iconic art style. How does HDR contribute to that big range we see in gaming?
Well, one of the big things that helps is the color gamut that's available with these displays. We're able to do 99% of the Adobe color gamut, so it's better representing the vision of the art director.
Yeah, and some of the games that you see on screen that support HDR, Mass Effect Andromeda, Far Cry 4, Ni no Kuni 2. Again, you won't see them in HDR right now unless you have an HDR monitor. It doesn't work that way. We can't just stream it to you. But, you know, it brings me to one of my next questions about PC gamers tend to have a huge range of possible budgets. What are the different sort of products to look for at those price ranges?
Well, I mean, we cover the gamut from very simple and to the point to high performance esports products or multi-view surround multi-display products, but we also go really crazy sometimes. We decide, we put our engineers to the test. What can you do if you have no limit? So one of the projects we've worked on is something called the Predator 21X. This is a 21-inch curved screen laptop with a mechanical keyboard and two graphics cards. Science, materials. We did a really good thing. But you know, to be serious,
Science, bitch.
we actually have to ship this with a Pelican case.
Ah,
to
pero
protect
con la
the laptop, and
gente en
it's
la cara.
$9,000. And we sold every single unit we could make. So we cover every spectrum of gaming.
You know, you brought up this Predator laptop, you brought up the Predator monitors at the start of this segment. Where can people go to hear more about or even pick one up once they stop being sold out?
So that's the good news is that we're shipping now. Our customers, partners are selling them. The bad news is a few have already sold out of this new Predator X27 monitor. I believe Micro Center is still in stock. Amazon will be in stock again soon.
Well, thank you so much for joining me on stage, Eric. Frankie is awaiting in the balcony with our very next title.
The PC has always been the platform for crazy ideas. In our next game, Genesis Alpha 1, you build and manage a space vessel, farm resources, deal with terrifying alien infestations, and explore a vast, randomly generated universe. Oh, and you can take DNA from the aliens you encounter across the galaxy, splice them with members of your crew to create new life forms. Just a typical day at the office. Let's take a look.
A ver qué sale.
Commander, you have been sent to Quadrant Alpha 1. The mission is to find a new home for the crew on board of this ship. Expand your ship and explore the galaxy for resources and interesting new life forms. Feel free to experiment with DNA and alien abilities to maximize crew efficiency.
Coño.
Ready your weapons.
Mola hacer un ejército de necromorfos, ¿sabes?
Si hay cosas ahí en Star Citizen, acordaos de que dijimos que nos íbamos a comprar capachas Unishimura para llenar los bichos, así que...
Yo vamos, de cabeza, además.
Está guay.
Está guay.
Me mola.
Now, if you didn't catch the pre-show quiz, you might be wondering who my buddy is. Well,
El
this,
Paco.
ladies and gentlemen, is Webster from Drake's Cakes, one of the PC gaming show's sponsors this year. And he's got a cool competition for you, the Drake's Cakes PAX giveaway. Oh yes. PAX is a gathering of PC and tabletop games, concerts, panels, exhibits and tournaments. It's like a 4-day LAN party, festival, workshop and concert rolled into one. The very lucky winner will enjoy a trip to PAX West, including 2 tickets and a free trip. So if that's you, hit me up on those dates, because I am free. Webster, my man duck, this is very generous of you indeed. And by entering, guys, you will get a discount code to get your hands on some delicious Drake's Cakes available on Amazon. And if you're at E3 itself, don't forget you can meet Webster in person at the E3 Concourse Walkway, where he'll be giving away Drake's Cakes.
¿Esto era publicidad sobre una tienda de tartas?
Es un concurso, en teoría, pero sí, es un pato. Podría ser peor, podría estar bailando.
Bueno, macho.
Al menos está quieto.
Un pato tranquilo.
All right, Webster, all this hosting has got me a bit peckish. How about we look at a trailer for the next edition of Clay Entertainment's beloved survival series, Don't Starve, Hamlet.
Un nuevo de Starve.
Oh.
Don't Starve Hamlet. En
Our
diciembre.
next title is the next installment in a series that never fails to make me laugh. It's Just Cause 4, and they have a brand new engine to bring the level of delicious insanity one notch up. Let's take a look at what the Apex engine in Just Cause 4 can really do.
Just Cause 4. Esto es que me da igual.
Ahorita poco lleva mucho ya está.
Un rivales draw distance, arma 3 a tope.
Improve Lightning.
Arma 3 al mínimo.
Interactive Weather System.
El abismo glorioso.
Sí.
Modelos aerodinámicos basados en físicas. Un ciervo.
El ciervo es mejor. Se han gastado 3 millones solo en el ciervo.
Paso de Pegas.
Joining me to talk about it on stage now, from Avalanche Studios, it's Francesco Antolini and Adam Davidson. Gentlemen, welcome. Talk to me about the tornado.
It's fantastic, isn't it? So it's a very nice piece of tech. It's not just beautiful, but thanks to Apex, it's also a bad boy that actually works. It's fully physicalized.
Yeah.
This means that it's roaming the world wreaking havoc and
It's not just like a background piece. It's actually impacting the world
This
before
is
you.
Just Cause, man. You go there and you play with it. Yeah.
You know, throughout the trailers that I've seen, it seems to be a lot of different environments that are available throughout. Can you talk to me about those?
Yeah, I mean, one of the most important things to us with this installment of Just Cause was bringing a lot more variety into the game, and that extends to a lot of things, but certainly the biomes of the game. So instead of one kind of region of, like, say, southern Italy, like we had last time, now you have lush rainforests, deserts, grassland, and even alpine biomes, all of which, you know, are rendered beautifully with the new Apex engine.
Now, something that's very important to me is some of my favorite features from Just Cause 3. Can you talk to me about, like, the wingsuit and the grappling hooks? Like, are those coming back in Just Cause 4?
Everything you love from Just Cause 3 is back.
Good.
But everything is also just better. There's more to do, more to discover. For example, the grappling hook is completely customizable. The combat model has been completely reworked, redesigned, enhanced, so new weapon, new enemies, new AI. We've got extreme weather that interacts with grappling hook and parachute.
The wind that we saw from the tornadoes, is just like basic wind effects also get incorporated as well?
Again, it's just cause, so nothing is just an effect. So if there is wind, it's physics and acts with your parachute, grappling hook, and the rest. Yeah.
Well, where can people go to get some, we'll call it first-hand footage of what Just Cause 4 can deliver?
They can check it out at justcause.com/E3 and for 3 days.
That's right. Believe it or not, E3 hasn't started yet. Starts tomorrow, so June 12th through 14th. You can check it out. Thanks so much for joining us on stage. I look forward to the hilarity of Just Cause 4. Now, our next title is one of my all-time favorite IPs. I can't wait for Frankie to talk to you about The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
Overkill Software and Starbreeze are the creators of Payday and Payday 2. Therefore, it goes without saying that these studios are some of the most talented makers of cooperative shooters, and their next one is set in a familiar but new apocalyptic Washington, D.C. Here's the first gameplay footage for Overkill's The Walking Dead, and keep your eyes peeled for the release date at the end.
A ver, Overkill.
¿Pero está Bane o no está Bane?
¿Se basará en el cómic o en la serie?
Overkill. No tengo ni idea. 5... Ah, que es esa empresa, tío.
We were so many things. Husbands and wives, doctors and
Lo del
teachers,
Payday.
writers and architects. But when the world ended,
Oh, ahí
all
está.
that ended too.
Ah, no. Digo, pues. Está Daryl, pero no.
Every day
Y
we
Dallas
fight for
también.
more than survival. We fight to build
Rinus está con Kojima.
Alone, we're weak. But together, we might stand a chance.
¿Cooperativo? Parece Left 4 Dead. 6 de noviembre.
Sí.
And I have more good news for fans of The Walking Dead. Overkill's game for The Walking Dead, of course, coming soon, but we have a second completely different Walking Dead game that we're getting the chance to talk about right now.
Sí.
This is
Los de-
Telltale's The Walking Dead, the
Los de
final
Telltale, sí.
season. Joining me on stage to talk
No
about
puedo crear
it is the
la
lead
última.
writer, James Windler, and the voice of Clementine herself, Melissa Hutchison.
Pero no comerme mis spoilers ahora.
Pues es muy posible.
Lo sé.
Así
Now, I
que...
want to ask right
Si me
away,
como un spoiler no juego así, claro.
played through the first 3 seasons of The Walking Dead. In terms of the gameplay, what's some of the familiar and what's some of the new?
Okay, so for people who don't know Telltale, we are a story-based company. We focus on
Dijeron que dura una hora y
we
media, así que
had
le
our
quedarán 10
roots
minutos.
in the old school point and click
10
adventure
minutillos,
games,
10,
but
20
we developed
minutillos.
our own cinematic style, and almost a signature mechanic, like our choice wheel.
Yeah.
And that's all familiar. That should, the choices branch the narrative. What's new this year, we have traditionally like combat and action we've done with QTEs like swipes and button mashes and all of that. This year, with the final season, we're introducing segments of unscripted combat.
Yeah, we see some of this right here.
Yeah, so Clem probably just brutalized a zombie there.
Of course she is.
And
oh yeah, so we also have like the orbital cam, like the over-the-shoulder camera. So that's like offering our players opportunities to explore our environments, which you can also see from the B-roll. Is like they're looking really, really good with this graphic black art style that we're employing.
Yeah, because in the previous games it was much more of a directed camera from scene to scene, but now you can really sort of explore the environment on your own.
Absolutely, yeah, and yeah.
Now I want to ask about the story. I mean, Telltale games always have that as the central feature. Where does The Walking Dead, the final season, start off?
Okay, so it starts. Clementine has been on the road for a long time. We are post-time jump in the comics. She's been on the road. She's traveling with AJ, who is an orphan boy, who is the closest thing that she has to family. But they're reaching the end of it. They are like running out of steam on the road. It's like proving to be untenable. So the final season, Clementine discovers a school, a secluded school, where there are no adults, and essentially sees that this might be a place that they could call home.
Yeah, and what are the sort of challenges that she's going to face throughout the season?
Oh, all kinds of challenges, yeah. Like zombie threat all the time. Yeah, of course. And then there's always the external threat, like at some point there are going to be adults coming in representing external threats that she's going to have to deal with.
Now, Melissa, I want to ask what your experience has been like, because it's rare to have, a voice actress journey along with the character in a multi-year journey. I mean, how long ago was the first recording that you did?
Well, it was 2012, but we might have even started in 2011. I don't know.
We're not going to do math on air.
Yeah, we're not doing math.
Bad idea.
That's not happening right now. It's been a long time, and it's not only just playing one character, it's actually been aging with her, growing with her, and falling deeper and deeper in love with her, and starting as this young child who's, playing as Lee, it's your job to protect her, and then organically moving through all these seasons, and now you're playing as Clementine. I mean, really, this is a fan-driven game, so this final season is for the fans, and you're going to be playing as Clementine and protecting AJ, and this is just near and dear to my heart. And
how do you feel about the fact that this is the end?
Well, I mean, it's bittersweet. I'm super sad. I'm super psyched. Of course, it'll be sad to end her journey, but I'm really looking forward. Obviously, I'm surrounded by talent with Telltale Games, and I have no doubt that the writers and the creatives are going to crush it. So, sad but happy? It's all very confusing. I'm a very confused human right now. Let's just put it that way.
Well, I'm someone who's played through all of the Telltale Walking Dead games. I'd love to know when the final season is coming out.
August 14th. We ship August 14th, and it's available for pre-order right now.
Be sure to check it out. Thank you so much for joining me on stage today.
Thank you.
Once again, that's thewalkingdeadgame.com, or you can find it on Steam as well. And for our next title, Frankie, we're going to head back to you on the balcony.
Next up, have I got a treat for you. Coming straight out of Finland from Nolla Games, it's a magical action roguelike that asks, is that a wand in your pocket? Or are you just trying to kill me? Don't let the retro art style fool you. Noita is set in a procedurally generated world where every pixel is physically simulated. Let's take a look.
Esto me ha gustado. Esto me está gustando mucho.
¡Hola!
¡Toma!
Que lo que ha hecho es que cada píxel no es cada cubo como en Minecraft, es cada píxel.
No se ve ya. Joder.
Noita. Me gusta. Me gusta.
Our next title is one that's very near and dear to
Hostia,
my
tiene.
heart, as it is the spiritual successor to one of my favorite childhood games, Theme Hospital. Joining me to talk
Hospital.
about it are the two founders of 2 Point Studios to talk about 2 Point Hospital.
No conozco.
Join me in welcoming Dr. Webley and Dr. Carr.
Esto me sobra.
Wow. Great suits. I mean, I gotta ask, as two fully trained medical professionals, how does one run a hospital in 2 Point Hospital? What's going on with the mic? What's going on with the mic?
Vaya.
Wait, oh my gosh, is the stethoscope eliminating your microphone? Oh, you know what? We do this every year. Come here, talk to me.
Okay.
How do we run a hospital?
So Hospital is a game about designing and building your own hospital.
Yeah. Talk directly at my tie.
Yeah, you said don't talk there.
Yeah.
Look out here, you said.
Yeah, no, just look straight at the ground.
There's a lot of customization. Is this not working at all?
Yeah, it's great.
Doing great. Carry on.
I'll carry on then. Yeah, a lot of customization, a lot of interesting characters in our worlds, which with all these different characters, we had to come up with some really interesting illnesses and cures for them. And you have fun in 2 Point County exploring different regions and curing people with different ailments. And as you can see on the screen, we've got... this is real. We actually researched this. It's a certain animal. And also you can train
No creo a estas
people.
alturas.
You can train your doctors to be better, your nurses to be better, do research so you can unlock new wonderful cures.
Yeah. You know,
saying everything, isn't it?
Sorry, I didn't know if your
no,
mic was
great.
working. I was a bit backfilling. Carry
Yeah,
on.
so I mean, tell me about it. Like, what is the sort of late game sort of experience that you'll be playing through? Because this looks like it's quite deep into the running of a hospital.
Yeah, this is later on. So you start off and you're researching and you're training up staff, you're diagnosing illnesses, and you're hopefully curing them and making money, and then getting off.
I see this malady. Yeah, I see this malady called turtle head. Can you explain a little bit about what that is?
Yes. It's when the head becomes so shrunken, it gets stuck in the neck orifice, just pops out slightly, and it has to be extracted. And Mark, how's it get extracted?
This is something you maybe we've all been there. I know. This is one where a little bit of suction always helps. And
And
he's gone.
And out it comes. Yeah. We had to research how to do that.
That's actually a real illness.
Yeah, it is. It's real.
England.
Now, I had to ask about something that I think every young man has to deal with at some point. What is a monobrow infestation?
Yeah, well, monobrow is...
¿En serio infestación de unicejos?
We've all seen that, yeah? I haven't.
No, okay.
But it needs to be diagnosed and cured pretty quickly. If it doesn't, it'll fester, and you might shed a bit of hair, and in fact...
It will actually leave the body, and it needs to be got rid of before the health inspectors arrive.
It looks like the monobrows are multiplying in the hospital.
They breed they're big breeders, the monobrows. Monobeasts.
They like dirty places. Disgusting.
¿En serio?
So you've got to keep the hospital clean and well maintained.
Esos son cejas.
I want to ask about sort of how the game evolves over time, because Theme Hospital was very mission-based. How does the experience of running a hospital change as the game goes on?
Yeah, so once you've started your first hospital, it's a pretty simple affair, and then you move on through 2 Point County. There's different regions. There's a cold region. There's warm regions with contagious diseases, and there's
poor regions, there's rich regions.
Yeah. So we've got volcanoes.
Yeah.
In fact,
We've got all sorts of wonderful, weird effects can happen in different parts of the world.
So you might struggle to manage your hospital empire because a volcano went off nearby.
Yeah, it's about spinning plates, isn't it? You've got everything set up nicely, and then
something happens.
So.
Well, I'd love to know more information about when 2 Point Hospital is coming out.
Well, we're coming out to fall, and you can check us out by going onto our Steam page and hopefully wish listing. And we're coming later in the year.
We're told to say that.
No. Well, I'm personally, again, really looking forward to it coming out. Thanks so much for joining me, Doctor and Doctor.
Thank you.
Talk about 2 Point Hospital. Now, our second Battle Royale game of the afternoon takes
No.
a fantasy RPG-esque bent, and you may have even seen it getting streamed on Twitch in the previous week. Let's take a look at Hi-Rez's Realm Royale.
Vale, de Paladins.
Mira campo. Mira Visa. Mira Tiro. A Sub-Zero. Un modo fantasma.
Mira
Bueno.
el título del juego.
Es de
Joining me to talk about
Paladins.
Realm Royale is the executive producer at Hi-Rez Studios. It's Rory Newbro, aka Dry Bear. Mr. Dry Bear, what separates Realm Royale from other types of battle royale games in the genre?
It's a good question. So before you go up into the air to determine where you land on the map, you'll actually choose from a list of fantasy classes like mage or hunter or assassin and specify a unique play style before you land.
How do these different classes work?
So the engineer will be more about bunkering down, putting up shields, putting down turrets. The assassin will get behind the lines using stealth, use a sniper rifle to take out targets. And the warrior will just jump in there throwing axes and being crazy.
And, you know, in some of the streams that I've watched, it also seemed like there were abilities, not just the loot and find stuff. Can you talk to me about how the ability mechanics work?
Once you choose a class, it'll come with a set of abilities, and you'll actually be upgrading these during the match, but it specifies your play style. And so as you're looting, abilities as well as armor and weapons will come out of the chest.
Okay.
You'll start equipping that and determining the play style you want, and so you can just really specify.
And, you know, you mentioned this a little bit. I've seen it on stream. Talk to me about crafting in the game. I mean, how does crafting work in a game where there's a constantly shrinking play circle?
We're really excited about this. So strewn across the map, there are places called forges. And so once you go to the forge, you'll collect shards from disenchanting loot you find as you're going about. And you'll use these shards to start crafting legendary gear, very powerful pieces that everyone will want.
Yeah.
Once you start the forge, a smokestack will appear above the forge, and everyone comes over to
Like
fight.
a mini objective, even.
Big team fight.
So I know that Realm Royale is currently available for free on Steam, but I hear that you have some goodies people can check out that are E3 exclusive.
That's right. So free on Steam, we're actually out for less than a week now, and we were already number 4 on Steam charts. And this week at E3, through Mixer, if you stream on Mixer and you're playing, the streamer that gets closest to the Crown Royale will enter into the hype zone, and so everyone will see you on, you'll be featured on the main page of Mixer, and you'll have a chance to win the Jailbird chicken skin, which is our first piece of cosmetic. It's a little chicken with like a little jailbird, like prisoner outfit, and just box around. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and if you don't know the chicken mechanic, seriously, please look it up right now. Rory, thanks so much for joining me on stage to talk about Realm Royale. Once again, it's for free on Steam right now. Our next game is one that was shown at last year's PC gaming show, and Frankie has some updates of what they've been up to.
Yes, John, as you may remember, our next game is made by a core team of just 2 people. It's called Ooblets, and it's a farming and creature collecting indie inspired by Pokemon, Harvest Moon, and Animal Crossing. This fresh trailer features a first look at their unique combat system, along with plenty of cute ooblets and environments. Let's take a gander.
Kawaii. Quiero 80 de estos. Noto como la diabetes me va subiendo. ¡Diabetes!
Por favor, que esto sea un beautiful Katamari oculto.
Todo tiene carita, tío.
Quiero un Katamari. Seguro que lo instalas y el ordenador te huele a fresa.
Sí.
Ooblets, PC y Xbox. Mola.
Now, it wouldn't be a PC gaming show without a dash of strategy, which is why I'm delighted that we get the chance to share with you the next in the Anno games. Let's take a look at Anno 1880.
El siguiente Anno.
Soy demasiado infantil como para ponerme serio este título.
Manuel, en serio, por favor.
Lo siento. Mi mente no se desarrolló más allá de los 6 años.
Madre mía.
Hostias.
1800.
Joining me on the stage
Me sigue
to talk
haciendo
about
gracia,
it, executive producer, Bernhard Rattheiser, and community developer Bastian Kuhn.
¿Tú crees?
Gentlemen, welcome to the stage. I want to begin right away by asking, for people who haven't seen or experienced the Anno series, what are these types of games like?
Yeah, well, Anno 1800 is a PC only
exclusivo de
real-time
PC.
strategy game, and it's kind of mixing city building together with economic simulation and naval warfare. And at its core, it's a sandbox game.
Siempre me llama la atención este tipo de
You
juegos,
have
son súper complicados.
A mí también,
vast
tío.
amount of freedom to explore, explore the world and build huge cities.
And I wonder if you could talk to me a little bit about why the choice of the 19th century for this game.
Well, the 19th century, it's such an interesting and rich era. There was so much happening in this era. So we had two industrial revolutions. We had major scientific inventions and also big social changes, and also the creation of the big imperial empires. So it's a really rich era.
And what are some of the elements that we'll get to see from the 19th century in Anno 1800?
So it's kind of, for the player, it's well, basically you start with the first kind of medieval settlements, and then it's a kind of a journey through the 19th century. So it's a kind of, you explore everything that kind of happened in this rich era.
And I understand that
Es súper
you
chulo,
have a
tío.
very unique take on how to work with the community, how to gather feedback. I was wondering if you could talk to me about what is Anno Union.
So last year at Gamescom, when we actually revealed the game, we decided on, you know what, it's pre-alpha, revealed the game. We invited the community to basically become a member of our development team. So we launched our Anno Union platform. It's a place where we give constant weekly updates on the current development and invite players to give feedback and basically help us developing the game.
Can you give me like an example of exactly how some choices have been steered by the community?
So there's a lot of different stuff we did. So like from the feedback we got on our blogs and focus playtests where invited players, we got so much great feedback, which had to completely rebalance the mid and late game of the game. Also, we heavily expanded on core features of the game based on feedback. We said like, okay, that really seems to work. Players like that, so okay, let's do it, like improve the quality a little bit even more.
Yeah.
But they can also vote on actual game content. So we had a big vote for an AI opponent in the game, for a community creation contest where they could create their own island and stuff like this.
And I understand that some of this footage that you're sharing right now is pieces that people can go to anno-union.com and vote on right now.
Exactly. So right just in time for E3, you can go to anno-union.com, check out, we have a vote up where you can vote on one of 5 ships in the game. And that's only the first stage, because in the second stage, we will allow you to design your own ship variant. So the winner of that first vote, then you can hand in your own design notes, drawings, 3D models, whatever you like. And the winner of that contest will actually make it into the game.
Now, where is the website that people
Hala,
can go
Manuel, a
to
dibujar para
get
que os
most
venga.
information
Sí,
right now?
mal vas.
Yeah, just check out anno-union.com. That's basically our big community platform.
¿Por
And we
qué?
want to invite especially strategy gamers, PC players out there to
Porque
come help us
no tengo
developing
un
the
barco
game,
y
sharing
no me parece
feedback.
un
Just
barco,
check
me
it out.
parece
Well,
un
gentlemen, thank you for joining me on stage to talk about Anno 1800. Our next
pues un
title
barco
is the
oficio.
final
El barco
battle
oficio de
royale
toda la
of
vida.
the night. And Frankie, is going to be talking about it, and it's a little bit, maybe not what you'd expect.
Publisher tinyBuild is known for discovering distinctive indie developers and bringing their quirky ideas to the fore, with Cluster Truck, Speedrunners, and Hello Neighbor among their catalogue of hits. And now I'm delighted to be able to bring you the world-exclusive reveal of a game developed by Galvanic Games in cooperation with Explosion. Inspired by the Cyanide and Happiness webcomic, Rapture Rejects is Battle Royale as you've never seen one before, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not. Top-down, isometric, cartoony, and basically bonkers. Let's take a look at what happens when the man upstairs makes an epic fail and only beams up the bad people. Introducing Rapture Rejects.
Otro juego de estrategia para sacar más, no me pareció entender.
Yo no entiendo de Battle Royale.
Tiny Build.
Estos son de un canal de YouTube.
Coño, sí, los de... Sí. ¿Te acuerdas los de... ¿Cómo se llama?
Cyanide and Happiness.
Eso. Lo hizo todos sus vídeos, que son buenísimos.
Son brutales, tío, soy muy fan de esta peña.
That I may live in eternal glory by your side. Amen.
No sé qué es, pero este juego lo quiero,
Ojo, esta peña, ojo, cuidado.
Thanks, brah. Smell you later, you old
I can't believe we got to show that trailer. That's so great. Our final game that we will be showcasing this evening
Me gusta, me ha gustado, que ese juego lo
the
quiero.
most famous stealth action franchise in gaming, the Hitman series.
Hitman.
Let's take a look at a brand new trailer from Hitman 2.
Hombre, eso de la saga más famosa de sigilo lo dudo,
No.
Ahí estás columpiado un poquito.
Hay un par un pelín más grande.
Hostias.
Welcome to Miami, 47. The innovation race is on its last day, and it is down to the wire. The Providence defectors are Robert and Sierra Knox. A day of high-octane thrills and two very public targets.
Toma.
Un besugazo.
Hitman 2. Think Deadly. 13 de noviembre.
Joining me to talk about Hitman 2 is game director from IO Interactive, Jacob Mickelson. Join me up here, Jacob. Come on out, we gotta talk assassination.
Hey, Sean.
Welcome, Jacob. Thanks for joining me. I mean, right away, tell me, what is Agent 47 doing in Miami?
Well, he's there to pay a visit to Sharon Robert Knox, who are part of the Kronstadt Empire. And yeah, we all know how that ends, right?
Well, given that it's a Hitman game, I have some hints. And, you know, I always felt like in the Hitman games, the environment was so critical, trying to study and trying to understand it. What are some of the elements in Miami that will show up in Hitman 2?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Miami is, I think it's one of the biggest events we've ever created in the game. And in Miami, we have, of course, the race as the centerpiece.
Yeah.
But being this super high detailed sandbox, we also go to great lengths to actually create all the surrounding bits and pieces, like you have here, backstage area. Of course, we also have that in Miami. So pits and paddocks, there's an emergency room, and so on. So all the facilities needed in order for you to kind of make your own way through the mission and take advantage of the locations and all the different disguises and items you stumble upon as you move in closer to your targets.
And in terms of mechanics, I know that there's going to be a lot of the familiar feels, but what are some of the brand new mechanics that are in Hitman?
Yeah, some of the new stuff is, for instance, the crowds we saw here in Miami. First of all, there's more than ever.
Yeah,
we're close to 2,000 people now in the scenes, and on top of that, we also introduced a new crowd mechanic where you can dip into the crowd if you get in trouble. So as long as they are not fleeing or running away, then they're there for you to hide in. So in case you get chased by guards. Another new thing is the picture-in-picture mechanic where you get information about what's going on other places in the level. So if you're setting up traps and stuff like that, you can kind of keep track of where the important characters are. And last but not least, we have the fan favorite, which is the sniper briefcase is back. But this time it's not only for sniper rifles, it's also for all the other things you want to carry around kind of without causing too much attention to yourself.
And I want to ask about some of the weapons and the disguises that have been showing up throughout these trailers.
Yeah, we go to great lengths. I think the theme of this showing is going to be the fish. It's really it's a studio favorite. We're having a lot of laughs at that, right? And then, of course, you just saw it in the kitchen. There's a frying pan, so we all know the kitchen is the most dangerous room in your house, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Also counts in Hitman.
And I want to ask about some of my favorite content from Hitman, things like elusive targets, limited time events. Will those be making a comeback?
Absolutely. So there's still going to be escalations for you to kind of challenge the game in many different ways. There's going to be challenge packs, again, new challenge for you. And then, of course, the elusive targets that pop up for a short period of time only. And you have one shot at this or,
As my final question, the expected question, when does Hitman 2 come out?
Hitman 2 comes out November 13, and if you pre-order right now, you also get access to a
13 de noviembre, y si lo reservas te lleva lo del sniper.
47, and also, for the first time in the franchise, you can play along with a friend in the co-op mode.
Y cooperativo.
Thank you so much for coming out. I'm super looking forward to Hitman 2.
Gente 48.
I might be the worst Hitman ever, but I try hard. Now, Jacob, I'm going to thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm going to escort you off to the right. So you're going to rush off this way, because coming in from the left, for the first time ever, vaguely nearby me, it's the co-host, Frankie. Come here, Frankie.
They let me come down from the balcony for good behavior.
Excellent. Well, Frankie, we did it.
We
did. PC Gaming Show is done. Thank you so much for joining us to host this year.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for all of you who came out to the Wiltern and joined us today. It was a blast. Thanks to Twitch chat. I know that everything you said was appropriate and intelligently thought out. And of course, this year we're curating even more great PC games from the Facebook booth in E3 South Hall. Last, and of course not least, a huge thank you to all our wonderful sponsors who let the PC Gaming Show come back for a fourth straight year. They are Hi-Res Studios, Digital Extremes, Archangel Hellfire, Team 17, Stardock Entertainment, Acer, Predator, Improbable, Oculus Rift, Drake's Cakes, Tripwire, Frontier Developments, and Square Enix. We hope you have a wonderful E3 and go play some damn video games. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Ha estado entretenida, ha tenido un ritmo correcto.
Me ha gustado bastante, la verdad. Ha sido. Ha tenido un ritmo de juego. Tenemos esto va juego, tráiler. Juego, esto va juego, tráiler. Así todo el rato. Ahora justito por un pequeño resumen del juego. Y ya está. Me ha gustado bastante. Diría que la mejor conferencia de PC que ha habido hasta la fecha. Pero es que las anteriores fueron un poco menos anteriores. O sea, dura horas 50 al final, dura casi 2 horas.
Oye, bien por ellos, ha estado guay. No me ha aburrido en ningún momento.
No, ha sido juegos interesantes además. conceptos nuevos, que es lo que no sean las demás, que es lo que de hecho lo he preguntado en Twitter, porque ha puesto Dayo, es como tenía que sentirse de más conferencias, y me ha dicho que es algo que es verdad, que es nuevos juegos, nuevos conceptos, hablar con los devs y nada de problemas pretenciosas. Tenemos este juego, va de esto y fuera. O sea, que yo bastante contento con esta conferencia y espero que las demás de E3 tomen ejemplo de esta.
Las dos que quedan, dice.
Para más años me refería más bien.
Ah, bueno.
Para demás años que no hagan nuevo como EA y sin nada 3 developers, hablar de Anthem, 2 preguntas cutres de Twitter y poco más. Cuando es EA, no es un equipo de 2 personas.
Pues quedan dentro de 1 hora y 10 minutos Sony.
Y mañana.
De la tarde Nintendo.
Que la Nintendo estoy dudando si hacerla o no, porque es que Nintendo me la pela muy fuerte.
Nintendo va a ser muy graciosilla. La que me da pena perderme es la de Sony porque quiero perder Death Stranding, pero paso a quedarme hasta las 4 de la mañana.
Death Stranding, por cierto, que ya lo han dicho, es exclusiva hasta 2021. A partir de ahí salen las demás plataformas.
¡Oh, adiós!
De hecho,
entonces saldrá por ese año.
De hecho, ya se anunció hace tiempo que Death Stranding, según salió el famoso de Kojima con el de Sony, dijo: el juego sale en Play 4 y PC. Lo dijeron desde el primer día, que el juego es Play 4 y PC. Mínimo, y lo han dicho. La exclusiva se acaba en 2021, con lo que a lo mejor en 2021 tenemos también en Xbox. O sea que Death Stranding no es exclusivo de Sony hasta donde yo sé, hasta donde dijeron.
Me parece correcto.
Así que eso. Death Stranding saldrá como mínimo en PC, ya han dicho que va a salir. Y ir cortando directo para subir luego esto y dejarlo mañana público.